Welcome to the Jumping Puddles podcast. Be sure to listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and or YouTube. And follow us at Jumping Puddles Podcast on Tumblr and Instagram, and Jumping Pud Pod on Twitter. And if you want to support us, please check out our coffee. Hi, I'm Sam, and with me are my fellow co-hosts Tor and Ash.
Hey.
And welcome to our mid-season wrap-up.
Woo! We're back again.
We made it. We made it, finally. I feel like it's been years since we did a mid-season wrap-up.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute. I don't even remember how to start this. Do we just, I guess we just dive right in. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to start us off with our, what are your thoughts on the first half of the second season?
I'm feeling like it was a strong start at the start of the first half. And then it kind of was like wishy-washy in the middle. And I think it kicked back up again right at the end. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, I feel like it has a lot of not so memorable episodes, or if they are memorable, I feel like Duet is like to come to some fame.
Yeah, this is true.
We discussed this episode. But yeah, it doesn't have a lot of like, I feel like a lot of like really outstanding episodes for some reason. Like except like the first one, like Intruder, like and then the mid-season 2 part is a lot of fun, which I forgot. But yeah, in the middle, yeah, you said wishy-washy or something like that, and it's kind of like there are episodes, but in season 1 they had a very clear idea of where they were going, right? They had like a mission, and they don't have that as much right now. I'm not sure what like the story is right now, like the big story.
What else I can add to that? You guys summed it up so well. I mean, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I think it just really, there's no like dramatic tension throughout all these episodes. Like there's no like, what's next or like what's gonna happen now kind of feeling where it's like you get that in season 1 because they're stuck alone in this new galaxy. And again, I'm gonna say this again, I'm calling it back. I blame the Deadless. I really blame the Deadless. That's like my number one thing. But just having Earth be like permanently involved now, I just think takes away any of the tension and any of the potential. And I think you can really see that, for example, in like fics, where a lot of fic will, pretend this never happened. And will just like be like, oh, hey, look, Atlantis is its own independent colony and they have like a separate government and they have like their separate beliefs and stuff because they're alone out here. And I think that's what was so fun about season 1 is that they are alone and they have no one else to help them. So they have to like be smart and like be extra careful. And it kind of just feels like they don't have to do that anymore. They can just be like, everyone will come rescue them. And I do think that not having an established sort of overarching plot is definitely like taking a little bit out of the second season, because they have like some sort of a plot, right? It's where it's like, oh, like, well, because of Ford now it's like, oh, the Wraith or whatever, and they have the whole like, oh, the Wraith don't know we're still here kind of thing. But I don't think that's enough to carry forward a season. I think it could have been fun if maybe they were more emphasis on trying to maybe rebuild maybe some of the stuff, or maybe again be like, okay, like we have to maybe discover more of like the ancient secrets or something. So maybe there's like a more of like an emphasis on, again, like exploration inside of the city and maybe outside going to, so yeah, there's a lot, it's okay, it's been okay.
Yeah, it's going very SG1-ish, I feel like, with a lot of like exploration of the Pegasus Galaxy, which they spend so many efforts and hours and work on finding Atlantis. I know they were never on there. I think we talked about this last episode or the one before that. Why are they never on Atlantis? Why is the main team never on Atlantis? It's called Stargate Atlantis. It would be a lot of fun to explore Atlantis more, but for some reason they didn't want to.
Yeah, and I guess that's where the wishy-washy feeling was coming from. This kind of like aimlessness, because there is no goal, like you guys were mentioning. Like, I feel like the concrete certainty of needing a ZPM in the first season and having to go find one, and then the concrete certainty that the Wraith were on their way, Kate kind of gave like a timeline to the first season and a structure, whereas right now we're kind of just like, nobody knows we're alive, but we're not really doing anything with that advantage. We're just kind of chilling, and it's like, cool. I guess the urgency for needing a ZPM is kind of low again because they have the Daedalus, so it's to fall back on. So it's also just kind of like, why are we here? Like, what is our mission statement? Like, what are we doing? Are we making moves against the Wraith? Are we, like, trying to figure out strategies to fight the Wraith? Or are we making a tactical retreat? Like, or what are we doing? I don't know. It's kind of unclear at this stage, for sure. And it does kind of feel like, I hate using this term because I don't always agree that filler is bad, but it does feel a lot like filler certain episodes, which is fine because
Filler season.
Yeah, it's okay because I would like watch these guys brush their teeth, but at the same time, it's watching season 1 and 2 back to back. It's definitely like you feel the difference, for sure, on a rewatch.
So much so, to the point where I'm like so confused. I'm like, who left the writing team in between season 1 and 2? I'm like, why? Something's wrong here. Like, what happened to where's the quality gone? And they're playing it too safe, right? They're keeping it too close to SG1, and I think they didn't have to. It could have been its separate thing, and I think that's why whatever our feelings are about universes, I feel like you just have to give it credit where credit it's due, is because it feels Stargate, but it's also different. It's taking it in a new direction, where I feel like Atlantis could have done that, but they've just, I don't know why they're trying to keep it in the molds, the mold of Stargate so hard. Like, there's no need, like, if you want to have the like flagship show, that can keep its mold because it created the mold of Stargate. But the other shows don't have to. They can split off and be their own thing. That's the beauty of having spin-off shows and just shows in different settings and all these things, is because you can take those risks and elevate the story while keeping it with that same feel. And so that's a whole thing. And then we were talking about, just listening to you guys like talk and stuff, I just kept thinking of just new ways they could have kept the story fresh. And especially when we were talking about like, oh, like, why aren't they on Atlantis more? Like, why aren't they exploring it more? I thought back to that one Doctor Who episode of Journey to the Center of the TARDIS, right? Where there's a whole episode where the 11th Doctor and Clara are stuck inside the TARDIS, and they have to like, they're exploring it and they're just stuck in there. And I was like, oh, an Atlantis episode like that. Especially get rid of Condemned. Fuck Condemned. And have that episode be something about, there's something on Atlantis and they don't know, they're trying to find something, and they're like going through every, all the rooms they haven't explored yet, and they just keep finding like crazy things, or just like, I don't know, any type of story where they're stuck and they have to go exploring in Atlantis would have been, I think, even having it in season 2 would have just been like a perfect, just one episode would have just added so much, I think, bringing that like season 1 sort of feel. And then again, with what Tor was saying too, with like, oh, like, are we even like mounting a defense? Like, we have the element of surprise with the Wraith. They're not doing shit with it. And I was like, oh my god, why isn't there like an episode where they like are serious about finding allies and go try to find like, or they stumble across some other civilization and they're like serious, like, okay, let's work together from now on.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the beauty and the curse of Stargate Atlantis in particular, and why fic is so prolific for the show. It's just like the combination of really eccentric characters with all of this potential left untapped. All these possibilities that were not really addressed in canon that you could just go on for years, and I have, reading, like, scenarios of Atlantis, like, so many things. Like, I feel like there's a whole subgenre of fic that is just, like, bottle episode type things where they just stay in Atlantis, and they discover some technology, or they go exploring, like, all kinds of stuff. It's endless. Yeah, and, like, I don't like to compare, but when you compare it to something like Farscape, which was completely the opposite, like, almost too unafraid to go there and do the weird thing. I don't know if it would have gone on as long. I don't know if they would have written themselves into a corner. I'm not sure. Because the one thing that fic has that the show doesn't is that we can reset the world at the end of the fic, but we can't do that when we're writing a TV show unless we do something really crazy. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's sort of a double-edged sword where it's like, it's the best thing about Atlantis is that there's so much potential there, right? But then it's also like, does it live up to its potential? And you have to sort of be like, does it? Or, it's tough. It's tough. I say yes and no. I think, it has a really good foundation, I think. The criticism will always be that they just played it too safe.
So, what were the episodes that did it right this first half of the season?
Y'all take I don't want to do it. Why don't you guys go first?
Uh-oh. I'll go first. I think I was pretty confident in my answers. So, okay, maybe this this might just be my personal opinion. I'm just going to throw that out there. This is colored by...
That's why we're here.
Yeah, total bias. But I'm putting Trinity at the top alongside Conversion and Intruder. That's my list. And I'm going to defend my list now. So, I like Trinity as an episode for many reasons. I think it has great character dynamics. It explores dynamics between multiple characters. Elizabeth and John, John and Rodney, Kayla and Ronan, Elizabeth and Rodney. Caldwell, even as a presence, as like this sort of antagonistic figure, was actually quite interesting and topical. I'm a sucker for the angst, so of course I like Trinity. And also just the lore in terms of letting us know or reminding us that the ancients were pretty valuable. Like, they made mistakes. And then I liked Conversion because it kind of does that weird off-the-wall thing that I feel like Farscape does in every episode, where they had the practical effect makeup, and it was friggin' awesome and cool. I liked the inspiration that they took from horror sci-fi movies that already existed. Like, it was clearly an homage to The Fly, and I think those episodes are always really fun on Atlantis when they do that. And again, character dynamics were really great in that episode as well. Like, the dialogue was fun. The serious parts were really solemn. Like, it was just a good, solid episode. And then Intruder was such a fun opener to the season. It was fun. It made the Daedalus fun. Like, being on the Daedalus set. The set was so cool. I love the attention to detail, especially in the F-302 hangar. Like, that was awesome. And I like that production got to, put their own personal, like, family touches on those ships. And again, the character dynamics were really good. I feel like, for me, a good episode has to have good character moments. And all three of these definitely fit the bill.
Well defended. That was really good.
That's a good list, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. It's my turn. Because Ash is pointing at me.
Uh-oh.
This is so difficult. No, fuck it. Okay, fuck it. I didn't know what order to put it, but I'm just gonna say fuck it. I'm just gonna go Aurora number 1.
Ooh, nice. I like
Aurora number
it.
1, Trinity number 2, and number 3 is Intruder. Yeah.
Nice.
And then again, Aurora, I don't know what it is about that episode for me, but I just feel like it's just such a comfort watch. I feel like if I just want to watch the team do stuff and just be comforted by like their character dynamics, I'm gonna put on Aurora. Like I just think, again, we talked about it. I just think it's the perfect episode to showcase like each character, you know. And I do wish that we got more of Taylor. I do wish we got more of Elizabeth. But I think what's there is so fun. I don't know. I just never I never get bored of that one. I'm always willing to put it on. And again, the mix-up of it all is just great too. So I think that one's definitely, yeah, I was struggling. I was like, do I put Trinity first over Aurora? But then I was just like, I feel like I have to be in the mood for Trinity. Like I have to be in the mood for like the angst, right? Because it's like not only are like John and Rodney fighting, but we also have like Taylor and Ronan kind of beefing. And then Elizabeth's like yelling at Rodney. So it's a very like dramatic episode, which is good. And that's why it's my number 2. But I have to be in the mood for it. I have to be in the mood for the drama. While Aurora is just like, am I in the mood for fun? Yeah. Am I in the mood for like suspense? Yeah. It has everything. But then Trinity, great episode. What else is? What can you say about Trinity? Seriously, it's just so iconic. Again, it's always nice to see Elizabeth in the little that she's gotten this season, and so I do appreciate that she has a bigger role, and I just love her dynamic with Rodney so much, and it's nice to see sort of that Taylor and Ronan friendship that like it didn't start from just like oh we're gonna be best friends now, which is something I always appreciate is that they took a little bit of time to sort of warm up to each other and then sort of like understand each other, and then they're like okay now we're cool, now we see eye to eye. So I always appreciate that. And then we have Intruder, which is so funny because I did not remember how good this episode was until we watched it with the podcast. And now I'm like, wow, this episode is so fun. It's just a classic. Everyone's stuck on a ship, and it's like a whodunit murder mystery. Um, and I like that it was just like it ties in kind of leftover from season 1. It's something that the Wraith did, and it's like a real threat. Even though they're not there, you feel like, oh shit, like they can really reach out at any time and they will have, you know, the Atlantis team incapacitated. And so, yeah, also, I just really appreciate the Elizabeth, Rodney, John trio so much. This is so much. This is just like great character moments. Yeah, so that's good. And it felt like such a good start. Like you felt like, damn, we're coming back to Atlantis. Like we're gonna come back. We're gonna kick ass, and then the rest of the season happened. But it was a great start.
Yeah, also very good list. I knew that you would put Aurora there. My turn, and it's hard. I'm actually starting to like panic because I don't know in which order to put them. I know. Okay, so I think it's because there's one episode that I feel very strongly about, and the rest is more like yeah. So it's hard to put them in order. But like my number 1 this half season is Intruder. I fucking love this episode. I love that we all put it on our list. It's so good. I love all the tidbits I love the flashbacks, all the like tidbits into like what happened to them on Earth, what like the ties that were severed, and yeah, the things that happened there. I really love that. I loved Elizabeth in that, of course. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite episodes after like the obvious ones with center around Elizabeth and then the Irons of Storm and stuff like that. Number 2, I put The Hive because honestly, I'm biased by my bad memory because like we recorded it not too long ago. But I just remember enjoying the mid-season two-parter. A lot more than I expected, and especially in the Hive, I love the also like the team dynamics. I really love what you get to see there with Ronan and Ford when they're like in the cell with the knife scene is always great. Ronan and Taylor, Ronan kind of helping Taylor like through her like how she's dealing with Ford's assumed death and all of that. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I really liked that episode. So yeah. And number three, I was honestly I was like, do I even have a number three? Because a lot of them, yeah, I felt so like I liked a lot of episodes, but like I didn't really feel so strongly about them as I did in season one. But I put Conversion, and I think it's probably because it used to be one of my favorite episodes. I I still like it a lot. I still enjoy Elizabeth, and that Elizabeth gets to like how Elizabeth is coping with the whole John situation. I think that's very cool that we get to see that and see her in a kind of like different role. Like she's still a leader, but it's things have changed. Like it's more personal. I did like towards you said about another episode about I like Caldwell as like the kind of antagonist. I really like his and Elizabeth dynamic. I think it's very interesting. So I enjoyed that, and of course, Buck John.
Can't forget that.
Our boyfriend.
Yeah, no, it's the makeup is amazing, and it's a cool. Like the cinematography is also very cool in that episode. It's really good. So yeah, that's my list: Intruder, The Hive, and Conversion.
I approve.
Great list, great list.
Good picks.
And now, the next question: what is everyone's favorite character arc? Now this is a struggle. This is difficult.
Last season, I feel like it was so easy to choose. Like it was very standout arcs, and this half of this season, I'm like, we kind of all over the place with all of our business. So I feel like I don't know.
Again, it goes back to the whole aimless thing, where it's like, does anyone have a genuinely like coherent arc? Like, what is like there's no arc, no one's growing, no one's doing anything, they're just very like static, no one's moved.
If anything, they're regressing, like I'm not moving forward.
Yeah.
So it's like
yeah, Rodney.
I was gonna say John too, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's also no character centered. I feel like season one had Before I Sleep and The Gift, which kind of center around Elizabeth and Taylor.
True.
It's funny because we talked about that this is not an ensemble show, but in this half season there wasn't really a character episode. I feel like there were always a very strong A and B plot, like in is it Trinity where Taylor and Ronan are on another another planet and just like doing their thing. So yeah,
in a way that's kind of nice, right? That you get like a strong A and B plot, but I also think it is to its overall detriment because it just feels like no one like stands out per se.
Yeah,
or doesn't
exactly.
feel like anyone's had like a real season arc.
I feel like the only one who, I don't want to say change, but where you could see some development was Ronan, in the sense that he joined the team, or he was found. They met him, and he was the runner, and his whole thing with where does he belong? Does he want to stay in Atlantis? Does he want to leave again? Where does he stand, kinda? But it's more implicit than explicit. like, do they say at some point, or does he say at some point, so, okay, no, I'm staying? So, like, he's just there now.
So I don't remember if he did, but I don't believe so. I feel like the only moment that he was like really even acknowledges the fact that he made a decision to stay or like a choice to stay was, I don't, forgive me for bringing this up, the season 4 opener.
Refresh my memory, which
I don't exactly remember what it was called, but it's the scene where he's talking to Elizabeth when she's like in the coma, and he's like,
no.
Yeah, he's like, thanks, and
No.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry I asked.
Yeah, that was what I didn't want to say, but yeah.
Well, that's what's so funny, because I actually wrote down, I mean, that I think Ronan was my favorite, because there's no one else really gets one. What has Rodney grown? If any, no.
No, I don't think so.
What has John grown? No.
No, I don't think so.
Like, it's just Ronan, and his wasn't even very good because we complained that it happened too quick. Right? He's sort of like intro, very antagonist kind of coded, and then all of a sudden he's just part of the team. I mean, I do appreciate they kind of took a little bit of time, like him and Taylor took a little bit of time to be friends and stuff, but it's not even that we get like an episode of him being like, come to terms with being on Atlantis or anything. Like, we just have to, like what Ash said, it's just implied, so we just have to, like, take it and be like, oh, okay, so he's cool with being here now.
I guess subtlety is good and nuance is good, but not when it like flies completely over or under the radar. I feel like there should have been a little bit more of something somewhere along the line with Ronan being like, yeah, this is my place now. Part of me is hoping that we get some Taylor stuff in this back half, or I don't know, something. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping. I'm praying. We'll see.
We have Michael coming up in a few episodes.
Right. So I feel like it's a potential for Taylor. Maybe a Carson. We'll have a Carson thing. He's kind of been absent this front half, so
yeah, it's true.
We'll see.
Oh, but there are some good episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the episode list. There's Critical Mass, which I really love.
Ooh. What's the next Taylor one? Oh, this is okay. Yes, I have hope.
Yeah,
for Taylor this
true.
Season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. It will be an interesting second half. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like, okay, last thing, then we're gonna go into fan comments because we're gonna just keep talking round in circles. But I just have to say, I think I've pinpointed it down to what it feels like. It kind of feels like they put so much effort and work into introducing these characters, and then after season 1, they're like, well, everyone got it. Everyone knows them. That's it.
Oh,
they know. We don't have to do anything else. And that's why we get like a very like, oh, Taylor says something wise and serious, and oh, Ronnie does something funny, and John like bullies him for, like, it just kind of feels like they were like, well, we got it. We had the formula. We figured it out. They're like, character development? We don't need that. Character growth? Nah.
All right, I'm pulling up the comments. Yay! This is my favorite part.
Yes.
There's something more fun.
Yes.
We love hearing from you, so write to us anytime, and we will answer whenever we do our wrap. So that's the mid-season and the end of a season.
Again, so please hit us up anywhere. You can hit us up on Twitter. You can hit us up on Tumblr, Instagram, or you can email us if you want to as well. Again, we might not respond in the moment. We might just save it for the mid-season or end of the season so we can say it on the air. So don't think we're ignoring you. We're just saving it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a really cute ask where somebody said, loving the pod. My girlfriend and I both listen while we walk to uni, and she literally will not stop texting me about it. Love it!
That is so wow. We made it, y'all. We made it.
Everyone, just so you know, everyone is screaming internally and externally on the call right now.
What the fuck? That is so sweet. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad we get, like, the prime time, too. Like, the commute. Being listened to on a commute is just so special, I feel like. Yes. Know that you are honorary Jumping Puddles panelists, gate team members, if you will.
Yeah, we actually have a newer model of the Jumping Puddles jumper. So it actually can fit, like, 30 to 50 people.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
everyone listening is actually also in the pod with us.
It's like the Venga bus.
Yeah.
But a jumper.
It's really cool. It has like a 3-seat steering. So we're all sitting up in the front. So don't worry. So if like one of us fucks up, the other two can fix it. We need is the Linka.
Yeah. But thank you again so much. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
This is a funny one. This is from B herself. They say, watching Die Hard for the first time in a very long time. Die Hard. FBI agent enters the scene. Me. Kolya! I had no idea that he was in that movie. What? Okay, wait. We have to look on IMDb because I'm not convinced.
He is! He is!
He is?
Stop.
He is! Yeah, when did I watch Die Hard? I think last Christmas. And yeah, he is, yeah. I love it. Okay, everybody's just like checking IMDb right now.
We're doing a check because what?
I feel like he's been in quite a few things. I feel like there's something else he was in that I was like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, how are you also on Atlantis? What?
It's literally the first thing that comes up on his IMDb page. Just Die Hard. Boom.
Really?
His name was Big Johnson. Oh my god. His name was Big Johnson. I can't.
That's what we need to start calling him instead of Kolya.
Yeah, I think next time he...
No.
Yes.
No, please.
I'm writing it down. I will not forget.
Johnson! Big Johnson has entered the episode.
Big Johnson.
Doesn't have the same Kolya.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's true. It's true. He was also in the Goonies. Okay, I guess I gotta rewatch that because I don't remember.
That where I was like, oh my gosh, he's been in a lot.
A lot. He was in 007 movie.
What?
Yeah.
Which one?
He was in License to Kill.
Oh, whoa.
Wow. This is some crazy lore that we are learning today.
I know. All
Thanks
things
to our
you.
listeners.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Be yourself because that's crazy. It's like, you know when you really like an actor in something and then you go through their IMDb page and just watch all their stuff. I don't know if I'm just a crazy person or everyone does this.
No. It's normal.
Okay.
I watched
Totally
a Queen
normal.
Horse show once. The shit we do for actors.
I
If
know.
you know, you know.
The horrible films I watched.
Well,
Hayden
you know
Christensen's
what?
Filmography.
Oh, yeah, true.
That was rough.
Yep. That's pretty...
Sometimes they are gems, but sometimes they are not.
Sometimes they're real stinkers. This is true. You know, we can cut this out, but I was watching The Matrix the other day with my dad, the new one, because they just put it on Netflix.
Oh.
And guess who was in it?
Matt from
Matt!
SU.
Yeah! He's
What?
in it!
Yeah.
He has lines,
Yes.
and he
does?
has a good costume,
No.
Oh my god.
looking very handsome. He has a crush on Neo. It's like the best thing ever. It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love
I'm gonna
that.
watch that. for
Good
him.
for him.
I was like, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, the perfect role for you. Like, I was very happy for him. And he looked friggin' badass the whole movie.
Mm.
So he did a good job.
Nice.
Also,
I
like,
love him.
his face acting in group scenes was so good that they kept, like, showing his face for his reactions to stuff, and I was like, proud moment.
Boy! You boy!
Stargate alumni. Yeah. Right!
Middle of recording.
Comments! This is our last one from Tumblr. Anonymous. And they said, first of all, I just love your podcast. And we love you very much. Thank you for saying so. I recently watched Hot Zone and almost fell out of my chair when I realized Rodney said your outro. And then, of fucking course, I had to listen to the podcast episode as well, and I'm not even finished. But, is there a chance y'all still have the link/title to the John is an Ancient and Can Talk to Atlantis fic? Thank you, and no worries if not.
I think I have it. I think I can send it to you.
Yeah, cool.
I think if that's what I'm thinking about. I don't remember which one we talked about, but
I feel like it's a trope. There's a few, but
yeah,
that one
there's so
sounds
many.
like a major one. So
yeah, I think that's the one because yeah. So perfect segue actually. So what we've done for season 2 is we've decided to make a Google Docs for all of our fic recommendations. And so every time we post an episode, we'll be updating that Google Docs with the links directly to AO3 or LiveJournal or wherever else we find these fics at. So I'll also put that in the description, and we'll be posting that all of our social media as well. So if you want to just keep up with our fic recs or just see, if something interests you, you should totally check it out.
yeah,
And they will be organized by episode as well. So to bring up something, because I just want to give a little shout out, a little thank you to the user Mika Starfall, if I'm saying that right. Mika Bell. So thank you so much for responding to one of our little advertisements. We were talking about Aurora, talking about the Wraith tattoos. And they responded with a picture of Todd's or one of the Wraiths back in Vegas. And it was so cool because we had no idea that was such a good picture of the Wraith back. And so cool too because they have like the spikes and everything. And he had a really cool tattoo. And they even sent us another collage too so we could see like when that Wraith is putting in like the fake teeth and like all like the makeup stuff that they were doing. So yeah, thank you so much for just sending that in. That was so cool and exactly, what we were looking for.
Oh, actually, I actually have 2 more that were not directly in our Ask box, but we were added or chatted on Tumblr that I just remembered now. So Rubadub said that they voted pass on Bug John.
Ooh.
But they do respect our choice. But then they went on to say, but this does, however, bring me to my favorite question. How fuckable are the various aliens of Stargate? And they went deep lore. They listed literally all of the different races that were mentioned like at least once in every Stargate episode and ranked each of them.
Oh my god.
And first of all, we're going to link this in the show notes because you need to read this with your own eyes. Because it's actually hilarious. And I feel like I can't argue with their arguments because they're just too good. A little not safe for work. But hilarious.
Can you like give us the highlights?
Yes, so I'll just give you the numbers. So Wraith got a 10 out of 10. With just the words no notes. Which, fair, okay.
Fair.
Mm.
Asgard got 3 out of 10. For worm reasons. The Nox got 6 out of 10. Because it was the normie choice.
Mm.
Unas got 8 out of 10. But a scary 8. They said a scary 8. An alien for a true monster fucker. And this is true. And I also would score that an 8 out of 10. At least.
Yes. Yeah.
Dedication.
I always make comments about Daniel and his Unos's special relationship. I feel like this is acknowledging that. So thanks. You remember?
And his alien boyfriend.
Remember?
Yeah, his alien boyfriend.
Yeah.
Chaka.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaka, yeah. Aw.
So the Goa'uld and the Tok'ra got a 5 out of 10. Because it's pretty tame.
They put them together?
Yeah.
No,
You know what I gotta
have
say?
notes on that.
Yeah, we have beef with it actually. No.
That's not the same. You can't.
Tok'ra gets a 2. Tok'ra gets like a 2 or 3 out of 10. Okay, let's be so real. 'Cause them bitches are annoying as hell.
Yeah.
They are so boring. The Tok'ra suck. They'd be terrible in bed. I think you give the Goa'uld at least a good 6 out of 7. Because I know they'd be really annoying about it. They'd be like, "I'm a god, listen to me," blah, 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 and you'd be like, "Shut up, we're having sex." But like, but they're hotter.
Yeah, but some of them are hot. This is the thing.
Oh. I mean,
Ball.
There you go.
He like.
Amaterasu. Sorry, I remember.
Oh my
Amaterasu,
god!
girl.
Yes, holy shit!
Amaterasu. Call me. Woo.
Let's not pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Goa'uld are extremely fuckable.
Yeah.
Tok'ra, boo. They have shitty clothes too. At least the Goa'uld
Yes.
are
What? Yeah.
At least they got a degree from like the University of Cuntology. At least they served. Okay, what have the Tok'ra done?
What did the Tolans get?
Oh my goodness, they didn't do the Tolans. What would you rate them?
Oh no! Oof. So pretentious.
Yeah.
Like they kind of annoying.
Not very high. Not very high.
4.
Yeah, I was like 4 or 5 maybe.
A nice safe bang.
Yeah, but they're a bit boring, I feel like.
Yeah.
And they don't serve.
Dareem gets an extra 2 points.
Yeah.
Hot, but everyone else gets a 4.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of him recently. I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh my god. It was so funny. I was writing fanfic, I think. And I think Elizabeth mentioned Simon and I accidentally wrote Nareem. I was like, no, wrong character.
His twin. His doppelganger.
Character. Yes.
Wait.
Doppelganger, yeah.
What did the Ori get?
Oh, excellent question. They got a 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, except
Would
for
you-
Adria. Adria gets a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Would you have to be ascended yourself to fuck the Ori and the Ancients? Oh wait, not the Ancients. Not all of them are ascended. But
That would be really annoying.
to be ascended?
Yeah, and then to just get a terrible, like, you ascend, okay, and then you just have a terrible time with the Ori.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just, you lose.
Yeah.
The Ancients wouldn't be any better.
No. It's like the
They
same.
would be more annoying about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, their reasoning was they would have sex with you and then proselytize to you. Very unbearable. Like, try to convert you to their religion. Which, fair.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which is, to be honest, the exact same what the agents would do too. The agents would do too.
Yes!
They'd also shame you for doing what you did. They'd be like, you died, you ascended just to bang us. They'd like get on your ass about it. At least the Aura would be like, respect, bro.
Yeah.
Let me
That's
convert
dedication.
you after we bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd be respectful about it. The ancients would just give you a lecture. They probably wouldn't even bang you. They'd just send you back. They'd be like, you did what? Human.
Be gone.
Yeah, they don't get the memes. They don't get the jokes.
The Jaffa got a 4 out of 10.
Oh.
Because I think the
Really?
pouch thing was not okay for them. Which I understand.
Yeah.
But like...
Okay, but Jaffa on Jotonin get like an 8 out of 10.
Do they still have the pouch or does it heal?
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least the pouch doesn't have anything inside of it.
Yeah. But it's still there.
But it's still there. I'm trying to like visualize it in my head, but it's like my mind is blocking it from happening because I don't want to see it. The great spirits of PXY887 get a 2 out of 10 because of their face skills.
Oh, yeah.
The Ritu get a 4 out of 10.
That would be interesting.
Because they're a bug, but they're invisible.
Yeah.
So...
Oh. Yeah.
Anyway, this list made me laugh really hard, so thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much for doing that.
I know.
And
thank you for adding us.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Then we got a comment on our latest episode. They commented on the Lost Boys saying, okay, but y'all were so right about the weird tension between Taylor and Ronan in that salad moment. Non-existent in the rest of the series, but one hot piece of kale, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Real.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm glad we weren't alone in that, where it was like, why they want to fuck so badly right now, and then never again do they have that same level of tension.
Thank you, AK. We agree. It was very sexy salad, apparently.
Spicy. Oh, spicy. Really the sexiest thing that Stargate has ever done, honestly. I'm trying to think of a sexier moment. There's nothing. Everyone's dying, and that's she. There's no sexiness.
No.
They tried, but it's not working.
It didn't work.
They tried too hard.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
It was the male gaze. You gotta go for the female gaze.
Exactly. That was the problem.
Follow beating the shit out of Daniel, female gaze.
Exactly.
Ronan and Taylor equally trying to fist fight each other, female gaze.
True.
Yeah.
James and Matt fucking in a broom closet, male gaze.
God. I tried to block that out of my memory, but it just...
Yeah, me too, but it keeps coming back. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And every Chloe and Matt scene as well.
No.
I don't even remember
Male
them
gaze.
ever... I've blocked it out of my mind.
Then you're very good at blocking things.
Yeah.
Good for
She's
you.
so heterosexual.
Too much, so... Dare I say...
They added Eli. Maybe that went a little different, but no.
They missed their opportunity. That's okay, we always have fic, right?
Yeah. And speaking of female gaze, I saw your John Shepard on his knees gift set again on Tumblr, and I was scrolling through the tags. It was fantastic. It was like the hurt. No, what is it called? The community that goes specifically for people who get hurt.
Oh, the one people.
And that's it. Yes.
The Wumpers.
They were going crazy on that.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to scroll through.
It's funny because sometimes they haven't even seen the show. They just
Yes!
That's what I love it. It broke containment and went into wherever that is.
Yeah. So good. So good.
Yeah.
But hurt comfort bitches and wump bitches are my bitches because I love that shit too, guys. So I'm happy to serve.
That's your Tumblr legacy. Is the one on his knees, and the one of John's brother being like, "Are you guys fucking?" To
Oh yeah.
That one is so big on Tumblr.
That also broke
I see that one all the
containment.
time.
I don't know what I was like. This is so funny, and then it did numbers. You want to know why? Because one of my favorite fic writers, who's notorious for writing amazing long fic, Speranza, reblogged it on her blog, and so I was so honored. But also, my notifications blew up because everyone was like, "Remember Stargate Atlantis?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're still here, guys."
Yeah, come back. Thanks for the comment. We love literally just all literally anything. You can just say some funny stuff. You can say serious stuff. You can say whatever you want, and we'd be like, "Oh my god, that's so funny. Thank you." Thank you for talking to us.
Yes, we appreciate it.
What is there left to say about this mid-season? Good, there's bad, and we appreciate everyone for sticking through us for all of it. And we're super excited to get into the second part of season 2. There's some bangers. There's some absolute misses.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be a fucking fun-ass time getting into everything. Again, just be sure you can check out our description box. We have everything linked down below, which we have our Jumping Puddles social medias, and we also have our personal social medias if you want to see what we're up to. And then, again, we'll link down below the fanfic Google Doc. You can check out the fic rec Google Docs in this description box, and we're going to be posting them every mid-season and end of season wrap up. Or if you guys want to find it, you can also just check on our social media, and we'll put it in our link tree as well. So if you just want to see where it at, read, go through it, go ahead and check that out. And again, feel free to send us any comments, fan art, questions, concerns, funny things you found, anything you think might be relevant to the podcast. DM us, add us, email us, whatever you want. There's so many options for you to do. And we will always read them out during our mid-season and end of the season wrap-up episodes.
We're your friends. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
Yes.
Love to hear from you.
Yes.
And thanks for hanging out with us today.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.